What's up everyone? Google just added Gemini AI directly inside Google Sheets, and it's going to completely change how you track your money. I'm going to show you 6 things Gemini can do with your spending data that would have taken you hours to do manually. We're talking automatic categorization, duplicate charge detection, spending predictions, and more, all inside a spreadsheet. You literally just type a single sentence and the AI does the rest. And the last one I'm going to show you honestly blew my mind. Gemini will look at your actual transactions and predict what you're going to spend next month. So stick around for that one. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so here I am on a new Google Sheets document. If you want to follow along, go to sheets.google.com and open a blank spreadsheet. I'm going to speed through this formatting part because you didn't click on this video to watch me format cells. We essentially just need 5 columns. Column A is date. Column B is description, that's your merchant name. Column C is amount. Column D is category. This is the one Gemini is going to magically fill in for us. And finally, column E is notes. I'm just going to format this real quick so it's actually readable by bolding the headers, adding a nice dark blue fill color, freezing the top row, and formatting the amount column as currency. Boom, that takes about 15 seconds. Now for transactions, most banks let you download a CSV file of your recent transactions. Just log in, find the export or download button, grab the CSV and paste it into the sheet starting at row 2. If your bank doesn't do CSV, you can literally just copy and paste from your bank's website. Either way works perfectly fine. I just pasted in about 25 transactions from the last month. Dates, merchant names, dollar amounts, all filled in. As you can see, the category column is completely empty. And that's exactly where Gemini takes over. All right, let's get into the AI. Now, if you want to skip this setup entirely, I have a pre-built template with everything already done, and the link is in the description. But let me show you what Gemini can actually do, because this is the good stuff. Gemini action number 1 is auto-categorizing your transactions. Go ahead and click on cell D2, and we're going to type the Gemini function. It is simply equals Gemini, open parenthesis, and then in quotes, write your prompt. I'm typing. Categorize this transaction into exactly one category: groceries, dining, gas, shopping, subscriptions, transportation, entertainment, utilities, health, or other. The absolute key here is giving it a fixed list of categories. If you don't, Gemini will invent its own names and you'll end up with food and beverage and restaurants and dining out as 3 separate categories. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. Give it a list and it stays perfectly consistent. I'm going to hit enter and let it work its magic. Boom, Gemini comes back with groceries for the whole foods transaction. Took about 2 seconds. Now grab the little blue square on the corner of the cell and drag it all the way down. Watch this. Gemini is currently categorizing every single transaction: groceries, dining, gas, subscriptions, shopping. One by one, it takes about 10 seconds total. That just replaced 15 to 20 minutes of tedious manual work, and it got almost everything right. There's one where it put Target as shopping instead of groceries, which is completely fair because it can't specifically know what you bought at Target. But 1 or 2 manual fixes versus 25 manual entries. I'll take that trade every single time, and the best part is you can customize these categories to whatever fits your life. If you want a custom category for pet expenses or kids stuff, just add it to the prompt. Gemini action number 2 is flagging unusual spending, and this one is super practical. Go to cell E2, that's our notes column. Type a new Gemini formula, and this time the prompt is, if this transaction is over $50, respond with large purchase. If it's under $50, leave it blank. Hit enter, drag it down the whole column. Now, every transaction over $50 is flagged with large purchase right in the notes column. You can instantly scan your sheet and see every big expense at a single glance. That dinner that was $87, flagged. The grocery run that was $142, flagged. That random Amazon order you completely forgot about, flagged. You can customize the threshold to whatever number makes sense for you, whether that is $25 or $100. It keeps you honest. Gemini action number 3 could literally save you money. We're going to detect duplicate or suspicious charges. Go to an empty cell below your data. I'm going to type a Gemini formula, and this time the prompt is, look at these transactions and identify any that appear to be duplicate charges or potentially fraudulent. List each suspicious pair with the date and amount. Hit enter and let it think for a second. Look at that. Gemini found 2 charges from T-Mobile 1 day apart for the exact same amount, $85 both times. It's flagging that as a potential duplicate. Maybe those are both legitimate, but the point is that you would have never caught that scrolling manually through your bank statement. I've personally caught a $120 duplicate restaurant charge on my own accounts doing exactly this. Gemini action number 4 is getting a weekly breakdown of your spending. Same approach, empty cell, Gemini formula. This time the prompt is, group these transactions by week and tell me the total spending for each week. Tell me which week was the highest and by how much. Gemini comes back with a super clean week-by-week summary. Week 1, $344.87. Week 2, $334.86. Week 3, $266.04. Week 4, $216.28. And it's aggressively calling out week 1 as the highest spender. For me, that was the week I had a bunch of dining out and did grocery shopping 2 times. This is honestly one of the most useful Gemini actions. Most people budget monthly and check at the end of the month, but by then it's way too late. If you can visually see that week 1 is already way over pace, you can actually pull back for weeks 2 and 3. It turns budgeting from a rearview mirror thing into something you can actually act on. Gemini action number 5 is getting personalized tips to save money based on your actual spending. New cell, Gemini formula. Prompt, analyze this spending data and give me 3 specific actionable tips to reduce my spending next month. Be specific with dollar amounts. This is where it gets really good. Gemini is telling me I can reduce dining out and delivery frequency on Chipotle and DoorDash to save $74 a month. It physically noticed I'm paying for Amazon and Trader Joe's and is recommending I bulk shop at Amazon and Target to save money. And it flagged that my duplicate T-Mobile transaction is still there and to review them to save around $85 a month. This is not generic boring finance advice from a blog post. This is looking at my actual transactions, my actual merchants, and my actual dollar amounts, and giving me real recommendations based on that. You're basically getting a free financial advisor sitting right inside your spreadsheet. All right, Gemini action number 6, we're going to predict your spending for next month. Same exact setup. Gemini formula. Prompt, based on these transactions, estimate my total spending next month broken down by category. Explain your reasoning. This takes a few seconds because Gemini is doing a lot more complex analysis here. And look at what comes back. It's projecting my total spending next month at roughly $1,225. It's breaking that down by category. Groceries, $426, utilities, $170, shopping around $248, dining around $155, subscriptions staying flat at $27, and so on. And it's explaining its exact reasoning. It says, my utilities and subscription spending has been highly consistent, so it expects that to stay similar. Groceries might go up slightly because my frequency increased toward the very end of the month. Now, is this going to be 100% perfectly right? No, it's working off one single month of data. But if you run this for 3 or 4 months, Gemini has way more data to work with, and the predictions get much better. It gives you a highly realistic target number to budget against, not some random number you pulled out of thin air. I've been using this myself for the last few weeks, and I'll be honest, it predicted my spending within about 10%, which is significantly better than any manual budget I've ever set for myself. Last thing before we wrap up, numbers are great, but let's throw a quick chart on this so you can actually visualize everything perfectly. Just select your categorized data, go up to the Gemini logo to open the chat, and type in, create a chart of my spending. And Gemini will analyze your spreadsheet data and give you a beautiful visual breakdown of exactly where your money went. Groceries, dining, gas, shopping, all visually represented in charts. You can click on Insert to add these charts to your spreadsheet. Combined with the weekly breakdown, the duplicate detection, the savings tips, and the AI predictions, you basically just built yourself a full, modern, AI-powered financial dashboard. And you built it all inside Google Sheets. All of that was done with 0 formulas and 0 coding. You literally just type a sentence and Gemini does all the heavy analysis for you. If you want the completely pre-built template version of this with all 6 Gemini prompts already loaded, the sleek dashboard, the charts, and the formatting completely ready to go, I'll link it in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like and hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps out the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys in the next video.